I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you're easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. Hello, Pal One. So your message from Archdemon Mammon about your finances are that you guys are artists, and you know this already, you know this deep down, but what I'm picking up is that for the vast majority of you guys have decided to go a different path, go down a path that's a little bit more straight and narrow, and this has to do with societal conditioning and conditioning growing up, things that your parents and your family outright showed you, based on their own actions, and then outright told you based on verbiage. You can't do this. This is more stable. This is more dependable. This is more appropriate. When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about things and careers and studies in post-secondary that are more mainstream. So some of you guys I am picking up did try the artist path for a little while, but you didn't try it for very long. You tried it for less than a year. And what I'm being told is that that wasn't enough time for the momentum to get going, for you to truly discover who you are, and to discover your niche and your quirks, and to really build a following and to build a career out of it. So none of you guys in this group that I'm picking up have really given the artist path a true chance. None of you guys have given it real serious thought, a real serious try. It's been something in the back of your mind. Some of you guys have tried it out part-time on the side as a hobby, and you weren't really taking it seriously. You weren't putting a lot of serious effort into it, as opposed to like going to post-secondary and taking something again more aligned with mainstream. You guys went to school full-time. You put your money and your time and invested your money and time into that, and you're continuing to invest your money and time into whether it's post-secondary education if you're still in that place in your life, or a job. So a job that has nothing to do with you being artistic. You guys are not devoting enough time to cultivating and honing the artistic aspect of yourself that's actually going to make you the most money. So obviously what specifically this artistic part of you is going to vary by the person watching this. Some of you guys are painters, some of you guys are musicians, some of you guys are writers, some of you guys are into dancing. I heard ballet and maybe choreography, and it might be hairstyling or makeup or something like that. Whatever it is for you, it's something more artistic, something that you really need to have a gift for. It's more about talent and gift and less about education, but there definitely will be some classes that you could have taken that would have honed your skills. So you shut that part up enough that it's coming out here as a kind of a victim with this victim card. And yeah, it's shelled. It's locked away. Like I said, some of you guys, I am seeing that you dabble in it on the side, you know, when you're not at work. Some of you guys maybe have an Instagram account or a YouTube account where you kind of put out some content out there, but again, you're not taking it seriously because you don't really believe and you don't really think that it can make you a full-time income. Again, this is because of social conditioning and what you were told growing up. So you don't really expect it to make you a full-time income, and therefore it doesn't make you a full-time income. It's not just going to make you a full-time income by happenstance, by miracles. Miracles are not really a thing. even when something appears to be a miracle, it's because someone put some effort into making that miracle happen. So someone had to put some kind of belief into the fact that that miracle could actually occur. Miracles don't just occur and hit someone in their behind while they're turned the other way and not even paying attention to that miracle. Miracles only will occur when people are staring at the miracle in that direction and actually making a pathway for that miracle to come through. So if you are spending all of your time on your day job and your straight and narrow path, post-secondary courses and education and program, and you're giving the artistic aspect the crumbs, the sideline, the afterthought, then the success that you're going to get from it is only going to be crumbs, sidelined, part-time, afterthought type of income, right? So if you happen to make $100 every 6 months from it, that's the kind of afterthought income that you can expect from that, versus devoting all of your time to it, or at least the majority of your time to it, will give you all of your income or the majority of your income. So what Archdemon Mammon is saying is that you're kind of expecting it to, again, some of you here, some of you guys, I'm saying that you just dismissed it, you put it in the back, you only do it as a hobby, you don't share it with anyone, and you really don't, you've totally dismissed it, that you don't even believe that it could actually be, anything could become of it. And others of you guys, I am seeing that you're giving it a kind of afterthought, like you kind of do something, you kind of put some stuff out there, but you don't really expect any returns. And not expecting those returns are not giving you financial returns. And what I'm seeing is that whatever straight and narrow path, day job and career path that you were attempting to go after is not going to give you the large financial success that you are expecting. So you will always fall short while doing this anything that is not this artistic talent of yours, this artistic ability. Whilst not using this artistic ability, any income that you make is going to fall short. So obviously falling short will look differently for different people. For some people, falling short might be like making 20 grand a year. For some people, falling short might be making 70 grand a year. But whatever you end up making is still going to always fall short of what you can be making, being the artist that you are. So that is what he has to say about your finances. They're basically not going to get any better if you continue to go off path, because you've picked a path, but the path is not really aligned with what you truly want to do. So you're shelled with this victim card here, and that shelled part of you is leaking your finances. If there's a hole, there's a void that doesn't allow your finances to fully accumulate. So if you think of a bucket, and the bucket has a hole in the bottom of it, a small hole, not a big hole, but has a hole, you're not going to be able to hold or fill the bucket fully with water, right? So you might be spending all of your time thinking, oh, maybe I'm going to get a promotion, or why do I keep getting passed up for promotions, or why can't I get the jobs that I apply for, the good ones, or this and that and that and this, which is why you're at this reading. And it's, again, the hole in the bucket. So the hole in the bucket is this victim card I'm seeing here, which is that artistic aspect of you that's shelled up, that is binded, and that is disregarded and given crumbs and afterthoughts. So your income potential is going to remain low, and it's going to remain, well, again, low is subjective, right? Again, 20 grand a year, 70 grand a year, it's going to be low in respect to what you could make. So yeah, if you're wondering why your career is not going the way it's you wanted it to go, it's because it's not the career you're supposed to be doing full time. So the majority of your attention needs to be on this artistic nature, and you can devote, of course, some of your attention to this narrow path type of job and career path for some kind of stability and income supplication until that artistic aspect of your career takes off. Don't give up after like less than a year, because I am seeing that some of you guys gave it a try for like less than a year and then you gave up. Don't give up. If you have to keep a job on the side, obviously do that, but the thing is that the job should be the one that's on the side. It should be the afterthought, and this artistic career should be the main one, the forefront, the one that's being given the majority of your attention. So those are your messages from Archdemon Mammon about your finances. I hope that helps you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So your messages from Archdemon Mammon about your finances are that this is more about your career, which obviously is tied to your finances. You have not chosen your niche correctly. So I am seeing a lot of you guys have gone down a career path, or if you're still in school, perfect. You know, this will be easier for you. All you need to do is adjust your major or your minor. But those of you who are in the career field, you need to adjust what types of jobs you're looking for, and most of you guys need to go back to school for some sort of specialization, a certification, or a diploma program to niche up a bit with that student card here. So what I'm seeing is something more general that you guys took, and for some of you guys, even if you did niche down, you picked the wrong one. So the biggest example I'm having here for I think it's because underneath the deck of this deck I have the engineer card. I am seeing engineers here, and there are so many different kinds of engineers. I won't even begin to pretend that I know them all. So some of you guys, if you're some kind of an engineer and you're feeling like you're having issues in your career, it's because you're not the correct type of engineer. And I am picking up that a lot of you guys chose this specific type of engineering program and career because it pays more than the other one that you wanted to do. But here is what I'm seeing is happening, and this goes for everyone who already niched, but who niched incorrectly. What's happening is that, yes, you're making more money than you would make right off the bat immediately. Maybe not forever, but initially you are making more money than you would initially make from the other niched position. However, because you picked incorrectly, and because you are not, deep down, you're not satisfied with that, you are creating and attracting to you a bunch of circumstances that culminate together to cause reduced finances and increased financial issues and disharmony. So even though you do make more, I'm seeing more of the money leaching from your pockets. Now, you know, people who don't really believe in these sort of things might say, oh, well, it's obviously because you got a $100,000 a year job and you bought I don't know, what's an expensive car? I don't know, whatever, a $60,000 car with a $100K salary. You know, more logically minded people are going to say, well, duh. And yeah, they are right, duh. You know, you shouldn't have done that. But what I'm seeing is that you wouldn't have made these poor financial decisions that you made that made you in financial debt and having the financial issues that you're having. You wouldn't have made these decisions had you niched correctly, because you would have been satisfied in your career. You wouldn't have felt like something was missing, and you wouldn't have subconsciously been trying to fill that hole with material objects, material things. So you have to go back to school and you have to niche properly. For some of you guys, depending on your career, if you don't have to go back to school for it, all the better. Just, you got to switch jobs, you got to switch positions. Some of you guys may be so lucky that all you have to do is switch positions within the same company. You got to do that. I'm also seeing computer programmers or some kind of programmers. Some of you guys picked some kind of software development, but you actually want to do something less developing and more technical software repair or something like that. You know, it's about these nuances, and the one that you chose initially pays more. So you really need to look at that. Did the niche that I chose within my profession say that it pays more initially right out of school? The starting rate is higher. So you picked the one that has a higher starting rate instead of the one that you actually wanted to take. Others of you guys are still in school and you're lucky. All you have to do is adjust your major and your minor. Some of you guys may be taking something broad like psychology. And if you try to go into therapy type of psychology, after you graduate, you're going to be miserable when in fact you want to do something that's more clinical in nature, or you want to do something that's more criminal and closer to law and criminology. It's these types of nuances. So you got to be careful with this. Most of you guys are already in this position where you picked incorrectly. It's a small readjustment, and I'm seeing that what is causing the majority of your financial problems is because you're trying to fill some kind of the hole that was left with the dissatisfaction in your position, and you're trying to fill it, and you're making poor financial decisions. I'm seeing your money leaking out of your pockets. I'm seeing a lot of debt for a lot of you guys. I'm literally seeing money draining out of your pockets, and I'm also seeing a bunch of stress and anxiety and burdens that are coming from this position that you didn't even really want in the first place, but you kind of convinced yourself earlier on that you do want it, that you could do it because it pays more. So, or because maybe your parents would be more proud of you, or some nonsense like that. So again, what you guys are doing, you gotta adjust it. Even if you lose 10K, 20K a year salary starting, if you switch niches, I'm telling you, your finances will improve. So more money is not going to equal more money in your savings account, because I am seeing you guys depleting money because you're deep down not fully satisfied. So you're trying to make up for it subconsciously. And even if you take a little bit of a pay hit, I am seeing things stabilizing for you guys, and you guys are going to be able to save more, and you're going to be wealthier because you're going to have more money in your pockets. So those are your financial messages from Archdemon Mammon. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. So your messages from Archdemon Mammon about your finances. You guys are trusting the wrong people with your money. So either physically you're actually giving your money over to someone else to account for and to manage, or you are trusting some kind of financial advice that you're getting from someone that you either know in person or through some kind of medium like a blog or a YouTube channel or podcast or a book or whatnot, or a magazine, whatever, that is not working for your current situation. Now, in the worst case scenario, this information that you're getting is completely wrong, and it would be wrong for absolutely anybody, and that person giving out that kind of information has no business giving out financial advice. But these days on the internet, anyone without any kind of certifications could open up a TikTok account and give financial advice. Okay, give advice about absolutely anything without any kind of certification or even real experience. You could have someone who's living in their mother's basement, renting cars and renting office spaces and places to film their videos and stuff to make it appear as though they're wealthier and more successful than they actually are. And they're giving you advice about money management and stuff. So in the worst case scenario, this person's a complete fraud and it wouldn't work for anyone. And in the best case scenario, this person's not a fraud. This information does work for most people, or at least works for half the amount of people. But they're giving the advice out as if it's 100% foolproof and that it works for absolutely everyone. And there's something about your specific situation where it is not aligned for you, and you should stop following it, because what it's doing is that it's causing you to skate by. You're in some kind of debt right now, or in some kind of poverty situation, and it is causing you to see a little bit of return. We're talking like pennies, just very little amount of return, and since it's better than where you were before, it appears as though it's working, but it's just gonna take some more time. For example, say you were overdraft in your bank account, you started listening to some kind of advice that gave you some tips and tricks, and now you have a $5 balance. Well, obviously being negative 50 versus having plus 5 in your account looks like it's kind of working, but you're gonna keep fluctuating. So you're gonna kind of dip back, then go back up, keep dipping, go back up, and the incremental increases that you make are going to be almost negligent by the time you turn around after a couple of years and look at where you've gotten to. So it's kind of an illusion. You're not really getting further ahead, as far ahead as you think you are getting based on this person's advice. So stop listening to this person, stop consuming their content, and you need to listen to your own advice, because with this Hermit card here, it's saying that you need to do it on your own. So even if you're thinking, oh, I don't have experience and I got myself into this mess, because some of you guys may be thinking, well, I got myself into this mess, I got myself into debt, so I can't trust myself with money, which is why I'm trusting this other person's advice and their counsel. Their advice and counsel is not working for you, and you need to go back to trusting yourself. Or at the very least, you need to find someone whose advice is more aligned with yours. With your situation. Their advice is more aligned with your situation to give you actual increase and actual benefits. But you need to filter it through your own system, your own logical and intuitive systems, filtration systems with that Hermit card, because again, not everything is aligned with you and your situation. Not everything's going to give you the benefits that they claim is going to give you. Like an example I'm seeing here that's going to be a scenario for some of you guys is you listening to some people who are giving you advice about trading penny stocks or doing day trading, and they're making like, I don't know, 2,000 a day or 200 a day even, and you're like, oh, if I could only get like 200 a day from this, I'd be great. And before, when you were trying to day trade on your own, before listening to this person, you were losing like $200 a week, and now you've only lost $50 a week. So you think, okay, it's working, it's doing something, but I'm here to tell you it's not doing anything, and you're listening to the wrong advice. And there's another subgroup of you guys, sorry to keep this other subgroup waiting for so long. You are actually giving your money over to someone else to manage and to account for. Some of you guys are giving it to your husbands or your wives. Some of you guys are giving it to accountants, and you're not really seeing the money. And this person's making you poor somehow. They're mismanaging the funds. In the worst case scenario, they are nefarious and they're stealing from you, or they have a gambling problem and they're spending your money behind your back, or they're stealing money from you. And in the best case scenario, this person, is not as good as an accountant as they claim to be and as they should be, based on the fact that they graduated from an accredited accounting school, or some of them didn't even graduate from an accredited program. They graduated from some bullshit program, and they don't really know what they're doing. So that's the best case scenario. But yeah, don't give your money to people to manage for you, because whoever you're giving your money to manage is not qualified to manage your money, and they are not helping your financial situation. So yeah, Archdemon Mammon wants to warn you about this issue here. Some advice, bad advice, or your trust is misplaced in someone. So look at your books. If you're someone who passes your money on to someone else and you rarely look at your books, make sure that they're paying your taxes if they're supposed to pay your taxes, because you don't want to turn around and the CRA is like calling you up like, yo, you owe us some money. You owe us thousands of dollars and you don't even have that in your savings account, or that's all of your savings or something. So again, this is the worst case scenario. Because this has even happened to celebrities. Like, I think this happened to Mary J. Blige, for example. I think she was actually giving her money to her husband to handle, and he wasn't paying her taxes or something like that, and she ended up almost going bankrupt. And this also happened to another celebrity. It probably happened to many more, but another one I heard about, and I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who the other celebrity was, but you know, this happens to the best of people, quote unquote. Like even the people who you think wouldn't happen to, like these millionaires who obviously would get the best of the best attorneys and accountants, it happens to. So watch your bank account, watch your finances. Don't be fooled by the smokes and mirrors, the fact that you're doing marginally better this year than you were last year before you started listening to this advice. You're going to remain mediocre if you continue to listen to this subpar advice. So you're not actually going to get anywhere with taking this person's help. So you got to cut them out, and you got to do it yourself. And you got to filter out the information and the advice that you're getting through your own filtration systems before taking it on. So those are your financial messages from Archdemon Mammon. I hope that helped you and resonated. Let me know if it did, and I will see you in my next reading.